As new generations emerge and go through schooling on the way to adulthood, there is always a unique set of challenges and issues that every generation must deal with. Some of these issues are brought about by several contemporary influencing factors that are found within society's faster pace of life nowadays, while other issues have always been there, yet have failed to be properly addressed until now. Hi, I'm Kim Feeney with Butterfly Beginnings Counseling, and welcome to my channel. I have over 10 years of experience helping children and families to lead healthier emotional lives, and I'd love to do this for your family as well. So go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell for weekly notifications on the latest content. The great advances in today's social technology have amplified some common generational struggles, while also creating some unique issues that no previous generation has ever had to deal with. Basically, it comes down to American teens have a lot on their minds. According to Pew Research Center's study of youth ages 13 to 17, anxiety, depression, bullying, drug and alcohol use, and abuse were all identified as major problems. For instance, teens today struggle more with their interpersonal relationships than any previous generation ever. And of course, the prevalence of digital communication has changed the way that teens do interact with their peers, romantic interests, family, friends. And because of this, many teens lack essential interpersonal communication skills, like just knowing how to pick up on basic social cues. And unfortunately, a lot of this dysfunction and lack of skills can be linked to the overuse of technology. In fact, the average teen spends over 9 hours a day using their electronic devices. Consequently, their social media habits and media consumption are changing the way they communicate, date, learn, sleep, exercise, and so much more. Comment below and let me know what social problems you are having with your teens. Here are my top 10 social problems teens struggle with every day and ways that you can address them with your child. Numbers 1 and 2 kind of go hand in hand: depression and anxiety. Serious mental stress is a fact of life for many American teens. In a new survey, 7 in 10 teens say anxiety and depression are major problems among themselves and their peers. Data on the prevalence of specifically just anxiety disorders is hard to come by among teens. Depression is an example of an adolescent issue that has always been around, but unfortunately it has gained more public attention in the recent years. So according to the National Institute of Mental Health, an estimated 3.2 million adolescents in the United States had at least one major depressive episode in 2017. That means 13% of teenagers may experience depression before even graduating high school. Spending too much time on electronic devices may be preventing young people from in-person activities with their peers, such as sports, which do help ward off depression. Teens also experience new conditions like the fear of missing out, or FOMO, which further leads to feelings of loneliness and isolation. The good news is, depressive disorders are treatable. If your teen seems withdrawn or experiences the changes in their eating or sleeping patterns or starts to perform badly in school, make sure you schedule an appointment with your teen's physician or contact a qualified mental health professional. The second social topic on our list is bullying. Issues of personal safety are also on the United States teens' minds. The Center's survey found that 55% of teens said bullying was a major problem among their peers. Even with anti-bullying programs in place, the issue still remains. If we have young, insecure, and impressionable people being placed within a huddle of others that are experiencing the same fears and anxieties, unfortunately, there will always be cases of bullying. Due to a large part of young people's social life consisting of social media, a lot of bullying these days now has a larger audience, and cyberbullying has become almost theatrical in the displays of humiliation for online viewers. In fact, cyberbullying is becoming the most prevalent form of bullying these days, simply because it's harder for authority figures such as teachers to intervene and police such encounters. And the harassment isn't limited to school hours that way. Bullies can torment their victims around the clock. Make sure you're talking to your teen about bullying regularly. discuss what they can do when they witness bullying, and talk about options if they are targeted themselves. Being proactive is the key to helping your child deal with a bully. Another tip is that it's important for parents to work closely with schools, clubs, workplaces to ensure they have anti-bullying policies in place for their teens. Based on the 2017 Youth Risk Behavior Surveillance data, 39.5% of high school students report being sexually active. While that is still a large percentage, the good news is that sexual activity in high school age students has actually declined over the last few decades. While the reduction in teen birth rates is worth celebrating, it is also worth noting that more than half of all sexually transmitted diseases in each year occur within the age bracket of 15 to 24-year-olds. The best thing you can do as parents is to have a talk about sexual activity that is devoid of all judgment and parental pressures. This will create an approachable space in which your children can be vulnerable and open if they need to be. Again, the next two topics on our list go hand in hand: drug and alcohol use. Daily marijuana use has increased in recent years within senior high schoolers to now exceed cigarette use. Meanwhile, other illicit drug use has been hitting a record low numbers, with some ongoing studies noting that from 2017 on, teen use of illicit drugs has been at its lowest point ever, as well as alcohol use and binge drinking also showing a significant decline. Despite this decline in alcohol consumption, 33.2% of high school seniors still report drinking alcohol within the past month. So, what can we do? Talk to teens about the risks of underage drinking. Educate them about the dangers, including the fact that alcohol can take a serious toll on the teenager's developing brain. And when discussing drug use, don't forget to mention the dangers of prescription drugs as well. Many teens don't recognize the dangers of taking a friend's prescription, popping a few pills that are not prescribed to them, or even becoming addicted to their own prescriptions. If you're looking for a community to help support you while navigating the teen years with your child, consider joining our free Facebook group for calm, empathetic, supportive parents and caregivers using the link below in the description. Moving on to our sixth topic, obesity. Again, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, about 20% of 12 to 19-year-olds are obese. Aside from the fact that overweight children are often targeted by bullies, obese kids are also at a much greater risk of lifelong health problems, such as diabetes, arthritis, cancer, heart disease. It is important to talk to your child's pediatrician about weight and body mass that are appropriate for your teen's height and age, and inquire about the steps you can take to ensure your teen is healthy. Then, if your doctor does recommend a healthier eating plan or exercise, find ways to support and empower your teen. About 5% of high school students drop out of high school each year in the United States. This is according to the National Center for Educational Statistics. Were you aware that a high school dropout is likely to earn $200,000 less over their lifetime when compared to a high school graduate? That will have a significant impact on the life of a young person. And unfortunately, it's not just troubled teens that are dropping out of high school nowadays. Some teens feel so much pressure to get into a good college that they're burning themselves out literally before they even graduate from high school. So make sure you stay involved in your teen's education. Provide support and guidance, and be ready to assist your teen if they do encounter problems. Because it really is hard for young people to apply unnecessary pressure to themselves. If you continue to support them, demystify the stigma associated with exams, and simply just let them know that you love them, no matter what kind of results they achieve. Much like bullying, peer pressure has been around for as long as groups of people will huddle together. However, peer pressure gets kind of kicked up a notch when magnified by the effects of social media. Sexting being one of the most extreme examples of online peer pressure adolescents are grappling with. Many of them do not understand the lifelong consequences that sharing explicit photos can have on their future lives. Beyond sexting, more and more kids are being pressured into having sex, doing drugs, and even bullying other people. To keep your kids from falling victim to peer pressure, give them skills to make healthy choices and to resist that peer pressure. Also, make sure you talk to teens about what to do if they do make a mistake. Make sure your kids are not afraid to come to you when they screw up. Demonstrate that you can listen without judging or overreacting, and instead find healthy ways to make amends and move on. Social media, the elephant in the room that we've been talking about round and round. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, great ways for teens to connect with one another. And social media can be problematic for several reasons. Social media can expose your teen to online predators, cyberbullying, and so much more. There are some advantages. There are also a lot of risks as well. Social media can have a negative impact on peer friendships, and it's even changing the teen dating scene, as well as impacting teens' mental health. However, social media is unfortunately inevitable. If you were completely to cut off your teens from social media access, you'd putting them at a social disadvantage. No matter what precautions you take, statistically, your teens are still likely to be exposed to unsavory people, unhealthy images, and sexual content online. Considering all the potential risks and disadvantages that come with social media, the best thing you can do as a parent is to educate your kids and enforce limits of use. Help your teens learn how to navigate social media in a healthy way. Talk about ways to stay safe online, and most importantly, stay in the know of what your teen is doing online. Educate yourself in the latest social media apps, websites, and pages that teens are using, and make sure to implement steps and barriers to safeguard your teens online as well. Our final point in this list is on-screen violence. Teenagers are going to witness some violent media at one time or another. And it's not just TV, music, and movies that depict violence. Many of today's popular video games also portray gory scenes and disturbing aggressive acts. Over the past couple of decades, studies have linked watching violence to a lack of empathy and even aggressive behavior. And other studies have shown the number one fact in determining how kids relate to media is how their parents think and act. So pay attention to your teens' media use. Don't allow teens to watch R-rated movies or play M-rated video games. It's not healthy for them to consume that material in excess and unsupervised. Also, talk to your teen about the dangers of being exposed to violent images and monitor your teen's mental health state. It's important to talk about sexual situations and racial stereotypes also that your teen might be exposed to. Teens need to learn how to identify what is good and what is bad about the media. It helps them become a healthy consumer, and then they can think objectively about what they are seeing online, in the movie theater, or on video games. Of course, bringing up any difficult subject with your teen can feel uncomfortable for us as well as them. And having a conversation with your teen about difficult issues is not something you should shy away from. Even when it seems like they're not listening, you are the most important and influential person in your teen's life. It is important to lay a foundation, a strong foundation, before the window of opportunity closes shut. And on the flip side, listen to what your teen has to say. Try not to be judgmental and make your expectations and opinions clear. It is important that your teen understands that you don't condone certain behaviors and that they know the limits and consequences of breaking those. Don't forget to join our Facebook group for calm, empathetic, supportive parents and caregivers using the link below in the description. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and share with a friend. Thank you for watching, and wherever you are in your day, hug your child and make it a great one.